Right friends, welcome back to fourth week of main events. This is from 25th January to 31st January, and Republic Day celebrations were held during the week, and the most important event is a visit of President of France to India, and India-France Business Summit. 16 agreements were signed. Then Francois Hollande, he was the chief guest at Republic Day parade, and this is for the fifth time, a record fifth time when the head of France was the chief guest at Republic Day celebrations. Padma Vibhushan and other civilian awards were announced. Smart Cities Challenge competition, Bhubaneswar tops the 20 cities. Then important cabinet decisions, government wants to create 17 reserve battalions. Then governor's rule in Arunachal Pradesh. The matter created controversy because the issue is with the Supreme Court when the centre imposed president's rule in Arunachal Pradesh. We will look at the things, NDA government's strategic shift towards a pro-farmer in recent times. Then discussion at Davos, the World Economic Forum meeting was held at Alps Resort of Davos as usual, and people talked about the fourth industrial revolution, whether it is a science fiction or reality by 2025. We are going to discuss about all these things. If you look at the first and the foremost event, the visit of President of France to India, and the present scenario with regard to India-France relations are concerned, I would like to look at the issues which are in the news between India and France in recent times. First one is International Solar Alliance, that is the alliance of countries of 121 nations between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, was launched at Paris by India along with France. France President Francois Hollande was present when India launched this International Solar Alliance. Second point is India plans to develop 100 gigawatt of solar power by 2022, and please don't forget the total target for renewable energy by 2022 is 175 gigawatt. Out of 175 gigawatt, 100 gigawatt is of solar, and France committed that it will associate with 10% of solar energy. Then Scorpion class of submarines are being built at Majagon Docks Limited in collaboration with the French firm DCNS. Then under Smart Cities mission, France already agreed to associate with Nagpur, Chandigarh and Puducherry. Why Chandigarh and Puducherry? Puducherry was a French colony at once upon a time, and Chandigarh was designed by Le Corbusier. And another issue is purchase of 36 Rafale fighter jets was announced when Indian Prime Minister visited France. And then Areva, a company of France, and NPCIL already signed an agreement to develop 9,900 megawatt of nuclear power plant at Jaitapur. And please don't forget, Jaitapur is towards the west coast of India in Maharashtra. And if you look at the low points of relationship with France, I have listed the low points. First one is bilateral trade of goods is just $8 billion, much below the potential. In fact, the trade with adjacent countries of Germany, United Kingdom, much higher than France. So France trade with India, that is bilateral trade between India and France at $8 billion is below the potential. Second is number of Indian students going to France, just 2,500 per year, much below in comparison to several other countries. Third important point is linkages between various educational institutions is very much less. Then out of 7 million tourists visiting India annually, number of French tourists less than 3 lakh. Then air connections are also much less. The direct flights between India and France are much less in comparison to direct flights between India and Germany. Exchange of artists, musicians, dancers, writers is very low. So, you can conclude that the trade relations are very much below potential. Then second one is people to people contacts like artists, musicians, dancers, writers, then students studying in educational institutions, then foreign tourists visiting India. These are all classified under people to people contacts. So, when you look at the relationship between India and France, people to people contacts are very much less, and second point is trade is much below the potential, and the high point is India and France are slowly developing strategic relationship, right. So, with this backdrop, let us look at the visit of the France president to India, and the first of the visit is Business Summit at Chandigarh. Chandigarh was designed by Swiss-French architect Le Corbusier, and India-France Business Summit was held at Chandigarh, and altogether 16 agreements were signed, and the most prominent agreement was between Airbus Group. Airbus Group belongs to Europe, especially its headquarters is situated in France, and an agreement was signed between Airbus Group and Mahindra to manufacture military helicopters, and 3 MOUs were signed under smart city theme for city specific urban development between French Development Agency and respective state governments for cities of Chandigarh, Nagpur and Puducherry. And a joint venture was also signed between Indian firm and France firm to acquire 50% stake in the renewable energy business in Gujarat for the Indian firm, and this joint venture investment will be 155 million euros in 2016 and will produce 1 gigawatt of wind energy in 5 years in Gujarat. So, these are the main events of the business summit held at Chandigarh, and both the leaders visited famous rock garden developed by Nek Chand. All of you are familiar with rock garden in Chandigarh, which was developed by Nek Chand, right. So, if you move on to the France president's visit, delegation level talks were held in New Delhi, and the first and the foremost important aspect is joint statement on counter-terrorism, outlining cooperation in intelligence, investigation and judicial processes. If you look at the joint statement, please go through this joint statement. It is a good message to our adjacent country Pakistan. There is a need for a comprehensive approach without any distinction between Al-Qaeda and the terrorist groups targeting India like Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed and Hizbul Mujahideen, and Pakistan should bring to justice the perpetrators of Mumbai attacks, and Pakistan should take steps to dismantle the sanctuaries and safe havens in Pakistan's border with Afghanistan, which are operating and destabilizing Afghanistan. So, clear message that terrorism is a universal problem. It is not confined to any particular country. That is the message given through this joint statement, right. After delegation level talks, 14 agreements were signed and decided to deepen cooperation in several areas like defense, nuclear power, solar energy, smart cities. And another important aspect is both the leaders laid the foundation stone for International Solar Alliance. And International Solar Alliance is coming up at Gurgaon, and initial corpus of rupees 100 crore was given by India, and France committed that they will give 300 million euro for International Solar Alliance over the next 5 years. And both the leaders also inaugurated the interim secretariat of International Solar Alliance at Gurgaon. So, this is another important aspect of the France president's visit. And India and France will cooperate to construct 6 nuclear power reactors at Jaitapur. Jaitapur is in Maharashtra, and 9,900 megawatt nuclear power plant is to come up at Jaitapur in Maharashtra, and both the countries decided that the formalities with regard to the establishment of this Jaitapur nuclear power plant will be completed by the end of 2016, right. And other major agreements include Memorandum of Understanding on purchase of 36 Rafale fighter aircrafts. When our Prime Minister visited France, it was decided to purchase 36 Rafale fighter aircrafts, but because of some price negotiations, agreement could not be signed when the French president visited India. Second important point is a joint venture between Alstom of France and Indian Railways to produce 800 electric locomotives in Bihar. And please don't forget, this electric locomotive factory is coming up at Madhepura in Bihar, and joint venture between French firm Alstom and Indian Railways, 800 electric locomotives will be produced. And ISRO and French space agency CNFS agreed to work together in the next Mars mission satellite launch and a thermal infrared observation mission. So, these two things will be taken up in collaboration between ISRO and the Space Agency of France. Third important point is France will take up the feasibility study for upgrading Delhi-Chandigarh railway line to 200 km per hour, and similarly French railway will also take up feasibility study for renovation of two railway stations, that is Ambala and Ludhiana. Ambala is in Haryana, Ludhiana is in Punjab. These things please don't forget. And memorandum of understanding between Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, that is food regulator, and ANSYS on food safety, right. So, these are other major agreements between India and France when French president visited India. And look at another important event, that is French President Francois Hollande was the chief guest at Republic Day parade. Then I would like to tell you few points. This is the 5th record time. No other country has got this type of honor. This is the 5th record time when French president is being invited as chief guest at Republic Day celebrations. And second important point is salute for the first time from French contingent. A 76-member French army participated, and this is a salute for the first time from French contingent. And here one more important point I would like to tell you. During the visit of the French president, minister in waiting as per the protocol was Prakash Javadekar, our environmental minister. And 67th Republic Day celebrations were celebrated across the country. And as I have already told you, for the first time a foreign contingent 76-member French army led by French military band consisting of 48 musicians participated in the celebrations at Rajpath. And total 17 states and 6 union territories tableau were part of the parade, and all women contingent from CRPF participated for the first time. Please don't forget, all women contingent from CRPF participated for the first time, and for the first time a tableau was there from ex-servicemen where army veterans showcased their might in nation building, and the main function was held at Rajpath after paying tributes at Amar Jawan Jyoti, right. So, these are the events with regard to the Republic Day celebrations. And if you look at the significance or the outcome of the French president's visit, it assumed significance because of the joint statement which categorically stated that terror strikes cannot be tolerated and Pakistan should dismantle the safe havens in their territory, which is destabilizing Afghanistan, and all terrorist groups should be seen in equal perspective. That means terrorist group, you cannot differentiate between one terrorist group and other terrorist group, whether it is Al-Qaeda, whether it is Lashkar-e-Taiba, whether it is Jaish-e-Mohammed, they are one and the same across the world, which is causing misery to several nations. And this gives a strong message to Pakistan. And strategically speaking, there are positive signs of this visit. One is a joint statement, and the other one is collaboration between ISRO and Space Agency of France. Then memorandum of understanding between India and France with regard to 36 Rafale fighter jets. Then a mention was made with regard to the conclusion of 9,900 megawatt Jaitapur nuclear power project. So, these are the good signs, but if you look at the negative aspects, or you can say the issues which require much more steam, what I mean to say, though memorandum of understanding was formulated between India and France with regard to 36 Rafale fighter jets, but the issue is still under price negotiations. Let us hope the deal to come up as early as possible. Second important point is no mention of BTIA. BTIA is a broad-based trade and investment agreement that was struck up for the past 7-8 years between European Union and India so as to ensure free trade between both the groups, that means between India and European Union. This was struck up because of several aspects. No mention was made by French president with regard to this BTIA. Third important point is the Jaitapur power plant. Only a mention was made, all the issues will be resolved by the end of 2016. More than that, no concrete proposal to formulate the deal. Then trade is just $8 billion as we have already discussed. It is much below the potential. No effort was made to increase it, and not much effort was made to increase the people-to-people contacts. As we have already learnt, people-to-people contacts are much below than the potential level, and there is no mention of increasing people-to-people contacts. So, if you look at high points, if you look at low points, so this is the outcome of French president's visit to India. Then look at Padma Awards. Every year Padma Awards are announced. Bharat Ratna is the highest civilian award. It was not given to anyone this year, and 10 Padma Vibhushan awardees are there, 19 Padma Bhushan awardees are there, 83 Padma Shri awardees are there. Total 112 awards were given this year. And another important point is, out of 112, 19 awardees are from women category, and the list includes 10 persons from the category of foreigners or persons of Indian origin. So 19 women, 10 from persons of Indian origin or foreigners category, and 4 were posthumous awardees. That means award was given after their death. And if you look at the Padma Vibhushan awardees, as I have already told you, no one got Bharat Ratna. And if you look at Padma Vibhushan awardees, Rajinikanth, famous film star, he is famous across the country in general and South India in particular. Ramoji Rao, the media baron, famous for his ETV group. Jagmohan, who was former Jammu and Kashmir governor. Sri Ravi Shankar, under the spiritualism category. Girija Devi, she belongs to Banaras Gharana, famous classical vocalist. Amini Krishnamurthy, famous classical dancer in Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi. V.K. Atre, famous defense scientist, he was formerly head of Defense Research and Development Organization. Dhirubhai Ambani, who was awarded posthumously, famous industrialist. Vishwanathan Shanta, famous cancer specialist based in Chennai. Avinash Dikshit, famous Indo-American economist. And these 10 were awarded Padma Vibhushan, and 19 were awarded Padma Bhushan, and 83 were awarded Padma Shri this year, right? So, with this, let us move on to the next issues. Smart Cities Challenge Competition. Initially, 20 cities were selected. All of you are well aware, under Smart Cities mission, government plans to develop around 100 cities, and Bhubaneswar gets the first rank, and the second rank has gone to Pune, third one is Jaipur. The other cities selected, I have given the list here. And another important point is, out of the chosen cities, 3 are from Madhya Pradesh, the highest. The 3 cities from Madhya Pradesh include Bhopal, Indore and Jabalpur. And total 1.52 crore people participated in the preparation of smart city plans at various stages. And during the 5 years, this entire smart cities mission is proposed to cover 100 cities, please don't forget. And these 20 cities, I have given the list here. 3 are from Madhya Pradesh, 2 are from Rajasthan, they are Jaipur and Udaipur. Then 2 cities are from Gujarat, that is Ahmedabad and Surat. 2 are from Maharashtra again, and they are Pune and Sholapur. 2 are from Karnataka, Davangere and Belagavi. 2 from Tamil Nadu, Chennai and Coimbatore. 2 from Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam and Kakinada. So here total 20 cities were selected, and I would like to tell you one more point. Initially for this year, central government will give rupees 200 crores per each city, and in the subsequent 3 years, central government will give 100 crores each. For this year, central government will give rupees 200 crores, and subsequent 3 years, central government will give rupees 100 crores each. That means total 500 crores will be given, and state government will give matching amount of rupees 500 crores. That makes 1000 crores from central and state governments, and the balance is to be got through public-private partnership model by issuing bonds or by going for market loans. There are several methodologies, and each city will create a special purpose vehicle for implementing this, right? So if you want more about it, please listen to news analysis. We have discussed in detail about various challenges under Smart Cities mission and what is the methodology for execution of Smart Cities mission. Look into the next one, important cabinet decisions. Approved proposal to raise 17 more Indian Reserve battalions. These Indian Reserve battalions, the concept came up in 1971. So far 153 were sanctioned, and out of which 144 have already been raised. Now cabinet has given permission to raise another 17, and 5 will come up in Jammu and Kashmir, 4 will come up in Chhattisgarh, 3 each in Jharkhand and Odisha. And parts of this Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Odisha are Naxal affected. They are otherwise called left-wing extremism affected states. And 17 battalions will come up, 5 for Jammu and Kashmir, 4 for Chhattisgarh and 3 for Jharkhand and Odisha. Then next important point is approved for increasing authorized share capital. Authorized share capital of National Scheduled Caste Finance Development Corporation, that is NSFDC, will be increased from rupees 1000 crores to rupees 1200 crores. If the capital is increased, then what will happen? Then the total amount of loans which they provide for various scheduled caste people for entrepreneurship will increase. What is the purpose of this National Scheduled Caste Finance Development Corporation? This NSFDC will provide loans at concessional interest rates for self-employment and economic development for scheduled caste entrepreneurs, right? So this is another decision. If you look at the third decision, the cabinet also approved signing of agreement between India and Russia, which facilitates research grants to researchers in basic and exploratory sciences. And at the same time, Union Cabinet approved hybrid annuity model for implementation of national highway projects. What is this hybrid annuity model? While the project is constructed, central government and the private party will share the cost. That is hybrid annuity model. There are several models for highways constructions. Now government approved hybrid annuity model where the expenditure will be shared by the central government and the private parties, and after that the returns will also be shared by central government and the private parties. Then post facto approval was given for Afghan parliament at a cost of rupees 969 crores. All of you are well aware the Afghan parliament building was inaugurated by the Prime Minister when he visited Afghanistan during the last week of December, and now post facto approval was granted by the Union Cabinet for this parliament building at a cost of 969 crores of rupees. President's rule in Arunachal Pradesh, J.P. Rajkova is the governor, and Chief Minister Nabam Tuki, Speaker Nabam Rebia, and the Chief Minister belongs to Congress Party, and Congress Party has got 47 MLAs, and out of which 21 MLAs revolted and sided with the BJP, and now there is a lot of criticism with regard to the actions of the governor, and a section of the press feels that governor acted in haste and the matter is under Supreme Court. There is another comment, when the matter is under the Supreme Court purview, what is the haste in imposing President's rule? Government can impose President's rule under Article 356 of the Constitution. And here two issues are there. One is the President's rule was imposed in the mid of the petition being heard by the Supreme Court, that too constitutional branch of the Supreme Court. Second important point is it not against the spirit of cooperative federalism? And the reasons given by the center includes that there cannot be more than a 6-month gap between two assembly sessions, and this could not happen in Arunachal Pradesh. That's why President's rule was imposed. And the other reasons given by the center while imposing President's rule include recurrent insurgency, then Chinese claims over the territory. That means stable governance is a must in Arunachal Pradesh because China claims the territory of Arunachal Pradesh as their own. Then the center also stated that communal stance of the chief minister. Then one more point is document signed by majority 34 MLAs urging President's rule in the state. But two prime questions are there. First and the foremost is the governor within his constitutional right to call the assembly session on his own without any recommendation from the government? This is the first important question where the constitutional bench of Supreme Court is also looking into. Second important point is, can the governor decide on what motion is to be discussed? In this particular case, first motion as stated by the governor was to remove the speaker. So, can the governor decide what motion is to be discussed? So, these two issues, there are no answers at present. Let the constitutional bench come out with the answers for these prominent questions. Look at the next issue, NDA government strategic shift towards pro-farmer. It appears nowadays that government is slowly trying to brand itself as pro-farmer. I have listed out the issues. First is farmer-friendly Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana was announced by the government with the maximum premium at 2% for Kharif and 1.5% for Rabi and just 5% for horticulture crops. Balance premium will be paid by central and state governments. So, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, government wants to cover 50% of the area. This is with a view to treat itself as a pro-farmer. Second is the soil health cards to every farmer will be given within 3 years through setting up of soil and fertilizer laboratories. Third one is Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. More emphasis is being given in recent times. And don't forget, this is with regard to organic farming, and government gave 300 crore in the budget. Fourth one is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, lot of emphasis nowadays to increase areas under assured irrigation. Then one more point is a dedicated Kisan channel to look at various issues related to farmers. Then efforts to set up national agriculture market. That means it will create a common e-market platform. So, these are the issues which comes to my mind that government is slowly trying to brand itself as pro-farmer, because initially government got the impression that it is pro-business friendly, and now government wants to brand itself also as a pro-farmer because more than 50% of the population now dependent on agriculture and rural distress is prominent across the country. Right friends, if you look at the last event, discussions at Davos, 4th industrial revolution, people are talking about the 4th industrial revolution. If you want more about what is meant by first industrial revolution, second and third, please listen to Insight of this week. And the first revolution pertains to steam engine era, where muscle power was replaced by machines. Second is the mass production of cars and other capital goods on assembly line, that is second revolution. Third is information technology, digital technology. Now people are talking about fourth industrial revolution, and look at the things which were discussed at Davos summit under fourth industrial revolution. First one is implantable mobile phones. Mobile phones will be implanted in the human beings. Then second is the 3D printed organs for transplantation. Human organs will be printed for transplantation. Third is the clothes and reading glasses connected to the internet. Your clothes will be connected to internet. Your reading glasses will be connected to internet. Then advanced robotics, and here I would like to tell you, Hubo, the humanoid robot of South Korea, attracted the attention of several people. And another point is artificial intelligence with gene editing, then driverless cars and internet of things in extensive scale. People were talking about these issues under fourth industrial revolution, and for some of us it may look like science fiction, but I am sure some of these may become reality by 2025, right? With this hope, let us conclude this week's lecture part, and please do join for news analysis. We are going to deliberate on smart cities mission and its challenges. Right friends, have a nice day. Thank you.